Hey there, Brian Daywald at Fairway Independent Mortgage. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I wanted to talk real quick about what we call the 10 commandments for buying a new home. This plays into all of our factors, particularly when buying a brand new home where there's potential for the home not to be completed for 6, 9, 12 months, something along those lines. So the first one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not change jobs or become self-employed. So there's a little bit of gray area with some of that, and I'm happy to go over particular details with you. But when we're looking at pre-approval, we're looking at the information that we have now, and if that changes, it can become potentially a problem. So if you're considering anything in the workforce, please reach out to us right away, and we can go over some of that information with you. All right, and the second commandment for your home buying process is a little tongue-in-cheek. A lot of these are kind of tongue-in-cheek. But the second one is thou shalt not buy a car, truck, or van unless you plan to live in it. Again, we're looking at your total debt-to-income ratio, and if those change, a car payment can be enough to throw off our approval. So again, if you're considering a car thing, reach out to me and we'll go over some of that info. All right, the third commandment has to do with credit cards. What I normally tell folks is continue kind of living your life like you do, but certainly don't rack up any new debt. Let's not increase our lines of credit on our credit cards, and by all means, please do not open any new credit cards. That'll really help us get to a closing successfully. All right, fourth commandment. This one's sort of, again, tongue-in-cheek, but please do not spend any of your money that you have saved for a down payment. We're going to need that when it comes to loan approval. Cash is king, so we want to make sure that we've got enough there, not only to make your down payment, but to also have some extras. We call them reserves, so when we get to closing, we have that. So don't spend any of that. All right, continuing our list of commandments here. One thing, and I get this question asked quite a bit when we're planning on moving in and things like that, and each scenario is going to be different for everybody, but please call me and consult with me before this. But the next commandment is do not buy the furniture for your new home before you close. Again, that can trick up our debt-to-income ratios a little bit, and maybe even some of the cash that we talked about in the last commandment. So anyway, reach out to me before you make any of those purchases, and we'll make sure everything still fits. All right, number 6 on our list of our 10 commandments is to not initiate any new credit pulls. There's a few things that can happen with that. Mainly, our debt-to-income ratio can get out of whack. It can get a little bit goofy with our underwriter in terms of approval. And mainly, it can decrease your credit scores, which may prohibit you from getting the best available rate at the time. So again, if you have questions on that, certainly reach out. But my advice is to not even have your credit pulled until after we close on your house. All right, number 7 on our list is one of the big ones that can trick people up a little bit. And again, you'll need to reach out to me if you have questions of this. But the 7th commandment is do not make any large deposits into your bank accounts. This can be anything from selling a baseball collection to selling a motorcycle. If it's documented, we can trace it and track it. Perhaps there's an auto sale with a bill of sale. Maybe there's a tax return refund. All of those things we can piece together accurately for the approval, but anything outside of a few things, it can get a little quirky. So reach out to me if you have questions on the large deposits. All right, your 8th commandment is thou shalt not change bank accounts. Pretty simple, sort of self-explanatory, but don't be moving accounts around. Certainly consult with me. I can help you out with that. All right, number 9, thou shalt not co-sign for anybody. Again, call me if you have questions on this. Co-signing for somebody could throw your debt ratios off considerably, and it will take quite a long time for that to mend itself. So please don't co-sign for anybody. All right, the 10th and final commandment here is thou shalt not purchase anything, sort of tongue-in-cheek there, until way after your closing. Once we get past the closing, anything can happen, which is totally fine. But consult with me if there's anything that's going to be coming up that may throw our approval off. Anything from cash to debt ratios, you kind of get the idea. I appreciate you watching our 10 commandments. Look forward to seeing you at the closing table. And if you follow these steps, we'll all be set up for a successful closing. Make it a great day.